Hi, Stella.
We've got some great shots of Chateau Madeleine, and it's from like a helicopter,
Yes.
or an executive jet.
It's incredible.
It is. The footage.
It's probably a drone.
A drone? Can this little thing
Yes.
do these incredible aerial shots?
Yes, it can.
Tell us more about it.
Well, you have a small, lightweight drone here, probably around $200 or less. Now, knowing Don, he probably got it for less. Okay? And then you have a larger drone.
Yes.
This one weighs less than 259 grams, which is a quarter of a pound less, right? 259 grams, right? So this one weighs about 2.5 pounds.
Oh, do you want me to help you with that?
The battery alone in this one weighs about 5 times what that weighs. So this gives you much more stability. And as you can tell, well, your hair is not waving like it normally does, but if it were, you could tell that there's a slight breeze out here. Now, anything over 2 miles an hour makes it almost impossible to fly this very light drone. This one will be pushed around easily, but this one will not be pushed around.
But it's not just about the pushing around and the weight. Where's the camera?
Oh my gosh, the camera.
The camera. It's all about the camera,
I
isn't
forgot
it?
about that.
Isn't it all about the camera?
Well, let's look at the larger drone where you can see the camera a little
Yes.
easier.
Oh,
You can see the
there
camera.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's it's on a gimbal. So when this is flying, you will see the video absolutely still.
wow.
Not one movement.
So a gimbal is a little thing that
Holds the camera
Yes.
and holds it steady.
lovely.
Yes. Now this one doesn't have a gimbal, but it
No.
does have a camera. And if you look really close, it's right there. It's a little eyeball right in the front.
I see you.
Now, as you notice on the professional drone, they don't have those. Okay, so these drones are a little bit more dangerous around people, and these drones are actually regulated by the FAA, where those are not. Those are hobby drones, but this is a professional drone.
So you can't go near somebody's property.
Well, you can, and that's up to the property owner. But generally, the skies, unless the FAA controls it, which they do control a lot of the skies, but uncontrolled airspace is open to any drone. It's a little bit of a gray area if you're over someone's house, because now you could be invading their privacy. So I do not do homes unless someone asks me to do it. Now, in this area, if you didn't know it, this area is controlled by Patrick Space Force. Remember the Space Force? It used to be Patrick Air Force Base,
Yes.
right? So Patrick Air Force Base is less than 10 miles away from here. They have control of the airspace 10 miles around their Air Force Base. So technically, I'm not allowed to fly this in this area without their permission. Now I can get permission. It's a regulatory body. You send the paperwork in and you get permission. Now, because this is a commercial property and I'm the maintenance supervisor here, I'm allowed to use this drone for maintenance purposes. And we do that. We inspect the roof. If you've ever seen the roof, this roof has so many intrusions on it. Lots of air intakes and exhaust systems. And so we use the drone to go up and inspect it. We also inspect around the edges because we have, as you notice up in the front of the building, there's a lot of wasps. Love to grow their nests, and we keep an eye on those, and we use the drone to do that. We also use the drone, if you watch the video, we make drone footage of all the folks here when you're out and about, when the maintenance people are out and about, because we like recording all the events that go on, all right? So I'm gonna start up this drone. I'm not gonna use Don's drone because you can feel the air in here. It's actually moving pretty fast. If I lift Don's drone up into the air right now, this wind would push it around and I would not really be able to control it, okay? Same with Mikkel's drone. It's a little bit heavier than Don's, but it's still pretty light. So we're gonna use this drone as a demonstration so we can show you how these work. So normally we lift off a drone always with the back end away from everybody. lift this drone up. So the technology is really advancing fast. Don's controller is a lot like this controller, except mine has a big video screen on it. He would use his phone. But we're not going to do that because this is larger and it's a little bit more compact. Now, the difference is this drone is about $3,000. Don's is less than $100. So what you pay for is things like this. Now, what makes this really neat is Don, with a push of a button, launch this drone. He's going to see the screen right in front of him. He's going to turn the item on. We'll wait for it to come up. Now it's going to just take about a minute for the software to load. The software is very advanced. I can either control the drone manually with my own fingers and thumbs, right? Or I can input a program in there to do different things. So if I want to search an area and I want the drone to just go back and forth by itself, I can tell it to do that and it'll do that. Here's another cool feature. I can tell the drone to follow me. So I can lift the drone up in the air and a little square will come up and I'll take the square and put it on myself and it will follow me all day long like a puppy dog. Yes, it will, until it runs out of the battery.
You have to have that license.
Yes, so I have an FAA license. I had to take a test with the pilots. It's a pilot's license. Now, it's not a pilot's license to fly a plane. It's a pilot license to fly a drone. And I had to go to an airport. They have a testing site. They take all your pens and your phone away from you. Make sure you have nothing you can cheat with while they watch you take it. Now, so you sit next to a pilot, you take his pilot's test, and you take your test.
I know we're all itching for the drone to take off, but I have one more question.
Yes.
Now, you're a valued member of our Chateau Madeleine team, but your side hustle is your drone business. Without saying their names, what kind of clientele do you have?
So I have marine clientele.
Do
which
you
is
really?
Boats.
Ooh.
So in the yacht business now, when you want to sell $1 million yacht, it's just like a home. The more videos you have of it, the better. And with a drone, you can fly above your yacht and take a photo. And I can tell you this, the yacht looks even better on video than it does in person. I have a customer who has a old trawler. You know, you've seen trawlers, looks like the boat that Popeye used to be in, right? And just looking at it, it's okay. But on the drone video, when you can see it from above and the side and you can run, it just looks fabulous.
I did it with my real estate in West Virginia. It
There
was
you go.
beautiful.
Yes. So real estate agents are another. Yep. A lot of construction zone companies like to see their construction sites as a building
Fascinating.
progress, but they also like to see the actual site themselves to see if there's anything they need to be aware of. You know, is somebody building something too close to them? Is there equipment that they don't know about? Because when you get to farms like Duda, you know Duda out here owns all these grass farms. Well, if you can imagine if someone said to him, hey, like, how good is the grass growing out here? And he looks out of his window and goes, I don't know, it's like 1,000 acres out here. Yeah. But in a drone, he can fly up in the air and take a quick sight, and he can see, hey, there's a dead spot over there. There's a good spot over there. So farms use it.
Never thought of that.
Real estate use it. And then the other industry is mapping, where you map the area that you're going to maybe do construction on, and they need to know the elevation. They want a good node. They want a good picture of what's going on with the terrain.
Really interesting, because we were only thinking about it for the movies we can understand, but you've opened up a whole new idea of what drones can be used for. Thank you so much.
Here at the Chateau, it's hugely helpful to see, you know, something going on the third story without getting up on a ladder. our sticks. They go back and forth. You can see how sensitive it is. It takes almost nothing. And then we're going to rotate it. Everybody wave. And look, there's the shot. There's the shot. There you go. All right, Don. Where's Don? So this goes up and down. So just lightly touch it, very lightly. Going forward. There, that's my forward and back. And then that's up and down. There you go. See how fast it responds. So go ahead and pick it up. There we go. Up, down, and then this, I'm very dyslexic. That spins it, and then this one over here takes it side to side. There we go. Now, there's a breeze in here, but if Don looks at the screen right now, that camera looks like it's sitting on steady. First person, what they call first person point of view. In other words, they have glasses and they're sitting in front of the drone flying. That, for me, is illegal. A commercial operator cannot use those 3D glasses to operate a drone. Okay? The FAA requires that you have line. And on Don's,
see the river, man.
oh yeah, you can see it, good to see. And you can also, the important part is that battery life. So at the competitions, you know, 4 or 5 guys have these small drones about the size of Mikkel's drone, but they fly at very high speeds. And they fly inside this building, they have a route that they have to go, and it's just like a rally, car rally, only it's with drones. And they're flying 50, 60 miles an hour.
So they don't like attack each other?
No, they don't attack each other.
That's only a third of the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Let's see how close he got. About 4,000. Pretty cool, huh?
Is that your first flight, Dawn?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bam!
Success! Success!
Mikkel's drone, just because the technology in it is a little less expensive than mine, so they ask you to do some things to compensate for that. And one of them is to get the drone to understand its orientation in space. So what they do is they ask you to spin the drone around like this.
I can't turn this off.
And then spin the drone like this, this. Now, Mikkel's drone, for how small it is, it actually can do some tricks. Now, we can't do it, but technically, it can be flying in the air and flip itself over and then back in again. And it's just the software that controls that. Yeah, Don's is the same way. And that's a function of how light the drone is. It's just like a bird. Its weight to wing ratio is very lopsided. So birds are very light and their wings move a lot of air. And so it's the same thing with drones. And those propellers they'll throw themselves out without moving. So I just started the drone by pushing the controls inwards, and now it's a bit more stable.
Setting me off with a blindfold. grips and some on.
See the wind in here? It's fighting the wind already. Yes, look at that.
That's about the size the military's have now.
They said this has 72% in that battery, or in his battery, in his hand. So basically until that battery runs out, probably about 30 minutes. I have two batteries, so I think they have both last about 30 minutes apiece.
So that was the automatic land button.